Godzilla, 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 Godzilla. I still have goosebumps. What's happening, film friends? David the Film Junkie here, bringing you a film review of Godzilla, Godzilla, Godzilla. Why did I sound like Batman when I did that? I'm still on a Batman high, guys, because it's been a good week in the Batman version. But that's not what this video is about. Calm down. Yes, Godzilla is finally here. A new Godzilla. We can finally forget about that Roland Emmerich, Matthew Broderick piece of shit. Hey, I will admit, I did like the movie at first because I was a kid. I was a young, stupid kid. I don't know how old I was. I was young. And anything that had to do with just destruction and a big, huge fucking lizard, I was all about. And I watch it now going, what? And this one is hopefully going to redeem Godzilla in American cinema. And of course it stars Mr. Bryan? Huh, I don't know. Mr. Bryan Cranston, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Elizabeth Olsen, Ken Watanabe. There it is. And of course we see it's just the story of Godzilla. It's pretty much, I guess you could say, it's a new reboot. It's the origin story. Godzilla is a huge fucking lizard that just kind of breathes fire and destructive, and then, you know, every now and then he fights another big ass monster. And pretty much that's what's happened. It's the Mutu monster. I mean, you guys already know this. We've seen the trailers, we've seen everything like that. So of course, human beings being human beings were kind of pushed up against the wall because, you know, let's face it, these animals are fucking huge. So the battle has begun between humans and big, huge creatures that are just, whoa, they're huge. And what did I think of Godzilla? Holy shit. Yeah, guys, Godzilla's back, and yeah, we can completely forget about that Matthew Broderick piece of shit, campy movie, because they totally said, okay, see that? Don't do that. I tell you what, guys, it is quite a movie, because when you're watching it, there's a bit of frustration. There's like, okay, I'm watching some excellent performances, first off, and then just, whoa. First off, the actors. The actors did fantastic. Bryan Cranston, how can you go wrong with Bryan Cranston? You can't go wrong with Bryan Cranston. You got Heisenberg against Godzilla. What? Then you got Aaron Taylor Johnson. I always say his name wrong. Hopefully I didn't at the beginning. You got Aaron Taylor Johnson. He's like he's a Navy guy who specializes in bombs and everything, and he, of course, is married to Elizabeth Olsen. They have a kid, and he's actually Bryan Cranston's character's son, and, you know, so they're all linked together, and it's kind of funny, too, how, damn, Kick-Ass. The guy, Aaron Taylor Johnson, he played Kick-Ass, and now he's in the biggest movie of this year, and he's going to be the biggest movie of next year, Avengers 2. He plays Quicksilver. And an interesting side note, his wife, Elizabeth Olsen, in this movie is going to play his sister, Scarlet Witch, in that movie. Good job, guys. Then you got Ken Watanabe. I don't even know if I'm saying this right. Watanabe. You know how I am with names. I suck. But anyways, you got him. And it's funny because his character is probably the main character. Well, not really the main character. But it's like, throughout the movie, I was trying to go, okay, the look on his face, he always had this one look on his face, and I'm thinking, okay, he either just like knows something or he really has to fart. I mean, honestly, he always has, it's almost like he's got the answer for something on the tip of his tongue, but he doesn't know. He's like trying to, and then somebody will go like, hey, well, what about this? And he goes, yes, yes, yes. It's just kind of funny, but he just kind of, he knows kind of more what's going on than a lot of the other characters, because obviously you got this Navy dude, you know, who gets involved in the whole, that part of the whole thing. And then you got Bryan Cranston's character, who's like the scientific guy. You know, he's a scientist guy who measures seismic activity in the ground and everything like that. Now, when I told you guys about the frustration part, you don't even know, like, I mean, when I was watching it, and I could tell the people around me were also going, ugh, what? Gareth Edwards, the director, good job, man, because this guy literally, I mean, the only way I can explain it is he reaches out to your crotch and just kind of starts fondling, okay? Till you get all tingly and jingly. And then he pulls away. And you go, what? And I'm not trying to spoil anything like that. I'm just letting you guys know that, yeah, there's a lot of build-up. But once you get to the third act, the final scene, final 15, 20 minutes, oh, just everywhere. Oh, man, I tell you what, I mean, it's mind blowing. It gets, I mean, I got goosebumps. I have goosebumps right now, and I had goosebumps in the theater. The final battle scene, I felt like a little kid because I've watched the older movies before. I've watched the guy in the foam rubber suit, you know, and the little model buildings and everything like that, and breathing the fire and everything. And I watched those when I was a kid with my dad. My dad was a huge Godzilla fan, and I remember watching some of those when I was a kid. And it did really bring that aspect into the 21st century. And like I said, build up. One thing in particular, one aspect, I'm not going to spoil it because it's so great, but it's just the way that Gareth Edwards really just builds up and the way he shot it too. You really get a perspective from the characters. There's a lot of times where you see point of view perspective of what is going on. And you can just see the magnitude of this disaster that's happening. These huge creatures, man, and it's just it was beautifully shot, just beautifully shot. But like I said, just the way he builds up that final battle, oh man, it's just like I said, it gets kind of frustrating. You're like, wait, what, and then all of a sudden the last 15-20 minutes, the last battle, it's so satisfying. It's just, that's what you came for right there. I mean, I can understand maybe some people just being like, you know, because I will let you guys know, Godzilla is not in it as much as you might think, but the build-up, it's all about build-up, and this is an origin story too. You gotta mind that it's an origin story. So be wary of that, you know, you're not gonna see Godzilla just trampling over crap and beating up other monsters like the whole movie. You gotta realize there's other characters, which, you know, that's what they had to do. You have to have a plot, you have to have characters, you have to root for these characters, and for the most part they do it. I mean, sometimes you're just kind of like, whatever, you know, but I mean, Aaron Taylor Johnson's mainly the star of this movie, and you know, because you really just follow his character the majority of the time, so you see what he has to go through. But see, the thing is, each character's experiencing this at a different, you know, a different point of view, which is really cool too. And yes, the special effects are great. The score, oh my god, there's one part that just made me go, oh. It's like a part in the movie that's towards the beginning where you're kind of seeing Godzilla, but not, and you got the screeching like violin strings. Just, it was like, oh, I'm telling you what, the beautiful score that goes with the tone of this movie. And I'm, like I said, the last battle scene, I mean, where you get just pretty much what you wanted. It's just and the way they first unveil Godzilla, I mean, I'll tell you what, I shit you not, there must have been 5 or 6 times that the whole theater just clapped and cheered, especially that last battle sequence. I was just like, yes, there it is, and I was giddy, and it was just amazing how that was. It was all great. The special effects looked fantastic, shot beautifully, the tone was right. Like I said, it is a little slow at first. And you just got to be aware, this is an origin story. You're not going to get full-fledged like Godzilla until pretty much the battle scene. You see him throughout the movie, and you get like a tease, and you see him every now and then, but really you see him big time at the end, and it's just, it's so pleasing. That's what you came for. So let me know if you guys saw it down below in the balls area and what you thought of it. Let me know how much you liked it or you hated it. Let me know, and also hit that like, thumbs up button if you'd be so kind. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and please visit filmjunkie.com for latest in movie news, trailers, and